Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we decided to do two separate makeup looks. This video that you're about to watch is about the look that I created. I used the Jaclyn eyeshadow palette by Morphe. It's a great palette and I was able to create this look from it. Hopefully if you're interested in sticking around, you'll get to see how I created this look and what it turned out to be. So I'm just going to get right into it. Alright, so I'm going to start by putting on some foundation. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth in the shade Classic Ivory, which is 120. Alright, so the next step that I'm going to be doing is concealer, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This is in the shade Neutralizer. Alright, so the next step that I'm going to be doing is powdering my face. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. This is in the shade 821E, which is Warm Light. After powdering my face, I'm going to be using some bronzer. And today I'm going to be using the Butter Bronzer, which is my favorite bronzer. Now that I'm done bronzing my face, I'm going to be doing some highlighting, and I'm going to be using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is in shade number 10, Be My Highlight. Alright, so next I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using this eyebrow pencil from Soap and Glory. It's called the Archery Sculpting 2-in-1 Brow. Alright, so the next part of my makeup routine that I'm going to be doing is my eyes and my eyeshadow. So today I'm going to be using the Jaclyn palette. I just got this palette for Christmas actually, and it was something that I've been wanting to try for a really long time because I've heard amazing things about this palette, and so far it's been living up to its name. It's definitely one of my favorite palettes that I have. It's really pretty. All the colors that I've used so far, all the shades that I've used so far are really nice and really pigmented and easy to use. So I'm just going to do a simple look out of this palette using some of my favorite shades in the palette and go from there. So the first thing that I'm going to do is use the shade right here, which is called In Light, and I'm going to put this shade, since it's like a nude shade, I'm just going to put this all over my eyelids so that it makes a better base for when I start using all the other shades that I'm going to use. And if you're wondering if I primed my eyes, I just put concealer over my eyelids when I was doing my concealer step. That's usually what I use for eyeshadow primer. So okay, so once I have that nude shade put on my whole lid, I'm gonna start by putting my transition shade in, and today I'm gonna be using this shade right here. It's kind of hard to see. I believe this shade is called Pooter. So the next shade that I'm gonna be using is this more like red shade. This shade is called Roxanne, And I'm going to be using this It Cosmetics brush. This is their blending brush 2, I believe. And I'm just gonna kind of put this right around like the same area, just kind of add some more dimension, like darken it up a bit. I'm gonna attempt to get it lower than all over like the transition shade. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to be doing is going in with this more like cranberry color, which is called Jax. And I'm just going to use the same brush because I'm going to try to focus this more towards the outside corner of my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to be using this shade, which is called Hillster, and I'm going to be putting that kind of where I put the shade Jax, just like on like my outer V kind of part there. This is one of my favorite shades in the palette. I think it's super, super pretty. And I'm just going to be putting the shade on using the Morphe M441 brush. I got this brush at Ulta a couple weeks ago since they started selling Morphe at Ulta, which I think is like the best thing ever. And I'm just going to be using this flat eyeshadow brush from BH Cosmetics to apply the shade. This is another one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's so pretty and can go with so many different shades, and I feel like it really complements every look well, and you can put it really nicely in all over your lid. So I'm just gonna pack this shade on my lid so that I can make it as pigmented as I want it to be. However, there is fallout with a couple of the shades, and depending on like how much you put on, the more fallout you're gonna have. So I would caution you about that. But overall, that's not something that's like a giant issue for me. Okay, so the next shade that I'm going to be using is the shade which is right next to the last one, and this is called Obsessed. And I'm going to be using that in my inner corners and also to highlight my brow bone. And to put this shade on, I'm just going to be using a pencil brush from BH Cosmetics. Okay, so then instead of using actual eyeliner, I'm just going to be using some black eyeshadow from this palette. The actual shade is called Abyss, and this is a really awesome black eyeshadow. And I'm just going to use this, and it's what I've been doing lately to just apply my eyeliner. And I'm going to be using this angled brush, which is also from BH Cosmetics. So the mascara that I'm using is from Essence, and it is the Rock and Roll Crazy XXXL Volume Mascara. Okay, so after completing my eyes, the next step that I'm going to do is my lips. And I'm going to be using this PBJ Smoothie Stick Creamy Lip Crayon. This is in the shade Saucy Marsala. This is a really pretty shade. I got it as a sample in my Birchbox, and I think it's really, really nice. Alright guys, so this is my completed look for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching and maybe got a little something out of it. Overall, I highly recommend the Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette by Morphe. I think it's a really great palette and you get a lot of amazing shades for the great price that it is. Overall, hopefully you enjoyed, and before you leave, you'll like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Bye!
We just like thumbnail.
I look like a hobo.
She thick.
I need help. Sorry. The frick? Ah. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to be putting the shade Pooter in my... Oh, God.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
I was laughing because the shade that I was using, I was like saying the shade names, and the shade that I was using is called Pooter. Girl. I'm struggling.